What's up, everyone? It's been a while. Haven't done a YouTube in a while because I've been so busy. Yeah, so let's walk you around all the cool stuff in the shop today. Kind of give you guys an update. So, built a lot of vehicles. I think my last YouTube was a couple months ago. Daily putting a vehicle out, essentially. But the projects in the shop are the 87 little 4Runner here that we've had for a little while now, restoring for a customer. This is not Jill's, this is a customer's. I just got the LCE motor, brand new LCE motor, put in with the W56 trans and the transfer case. It's manual. Got that put in, waiting on a few parts for this thing to hopefully fire it soon. I gotta put the fuel tank in it, hook up fuel lines, bleed brakes and clutch and all the fluids. Waiting on a radiator to come in. They said they were in stock. They're not, so that'll be here in a couple days. And then hopefully we can hear this thing run, because when it runs, it's pretty much done, minus some few little odds and ends. And this thing will be going home to either Michigan or Texas. I'm not sure where he lives at the moment. He works for Toyota, one of the higher ups, so more on that later. I got done with a Gladiator today. That's new for Apex Overland. We usually don't do Gladiators, but customer's name is Levi. He is a long-standing previous customer of ours, and he bought a Gladiator and kind of work on everything. But yeah, I'll show you this thing. So, Gladiator, I believe it is a 2.5-inch lift on 37s, black rhino wheels. We did a metal cloak rock lander kit. So all the stuff, all the options, including the Fox shocks and Fox steering dampener, and did a smart cap on the back too. So just got done with this test drive. It rides great, alignment's great. Actually rides really, really good. I was expecting it to ride a little hard. Actually rides really good for a daily. And like always, we have a ton of Go Fast just in stock there. Yeah, always have them in stock essentially. So I think it's a Tacoma, a Maverick, a Gladiator, a Chevy 1500, and a Ram. I think that's it. I don't know. That's a Jill question. But yeah, so as far as my personal projects go, I did pick up this guy. So bought that thing in Virginia. It does not have an engine in it. I robbed the entire suspension, front axle, and rear axle for this thing. So it was the same price to buy parts out of a junkyard than it was just to buy a whole rolling 4Runner. So I just bought a rolling 4Runner. Who knows what I'll do to it. I mean, the big 45 runner sat here in the parking lot for years before I did anything with it. So if you want a first gen, I'll sell it to you cheap. If not, we'll keep that thing around for a few years, and I get bored one day, we'll make a crawler out of it. But I bought myself a new daily with some assembly required. Let's show you some parts. So there are the axles for it. They, if you know what they are. Let you guess. And so these are 80 series Land Cruiser axles, 9.5 rear, 8 front. They have power brakes on them. Shout out to Delon and the guys over at Power Brake. Power brakes on them. Their front X-Line kit. Looks like Brembo pads, and then those are not power brake stuff. They only make pads for the rear, so Brembo rear, power brake fronts there, Bud Built tie rod and drag link. Already got that in. What else can I show you? Oh, let's go over here. What is going to be powering my new daily driver is a 6-liter LS. Yeah, it's an LQ4, so out of roughly like a 2005 Chevy GMC 2500. It has the 317 heads on it, so it's a good one. Transmission that is attached to it is a 4L80. It will be getting an Atlas transfer case off the back of it because this is a 2-wheel drive transmission. You can kind of see what's going on right here. You guessed yet? I don't know if you saw it in the background of me turning around. I tried avoiding it, but let's start showing some other stuff. So there's one front fender. There's a dashboard. That kind of gives it away. That give it away yet? What about the bedside hooks? No? Anything yet? Nothing yet? All right, so don't know if you noticed. Hilux has been gone for a few years. I've always missed a cool, I'll call it an old Toyota. But Hilux was 4-door. You got to keep 4-door because kids and dog and wife. 4-door Land Cruiser. Yeah. Anybody know yet? No. I bought a 4-door 79 series Land Cruiser. This body is a 21 or 22. It is a brand new body, never put together from Toyota. The dash has never been put into it. The fenders were on it, but they got taken off for shipping. But the dash has never been put in this thing. Neither has the interior, because the painted studs that holds all that stuff in are still have factory paint on them, and even the seat bolts never had seats in them. So it's a brand new 21, 22, 79 series 4-door Toyota Land Cruiser. Saw the diesel on the side of the bed. It used to have a diesel in it. I believe those years had the twin turbo V8 diesel engine. Don't remember the acronym for it, what the letters and numbers are for it now, but I kind of learned my lesson with the Hilux. Parts for the cool Toyota engines, kind of hard to find in a rush here in the States. Like when the Hilux, like the starter went out, I had to source a forklift starter, modify it to fit. The alternator went out, can't find an alternator for it. That took like 3 months. And then it was the power steering pump went out, which is also in the back of the alternator, so I had to order a whole new unit because you can't just order that. And that was 3 more months. And that was kind of the headache with that thing, is a lot of the stuff fit, but a lot of it didn't. Thus, 6-liter LS. Came out of a Chevy 2500, so it will haul this Toyota around perfectly fine. It'll tow anything I need to tow. I can find parts on every single street corner, auto parts place ever if I'm on a trip, and anything goes out with that thing, I can essentially have anything I need next day. I'm pretty sure like O'Reilly's carries pistons for these. Like, it's crazy. You can buy brand new heads, have them same day sometimes. So yeah, any issues I could have in the future, parts are plentiful for it. And then 80 series axles, same thing. You can find 80 series stuff anywhere because they were here in the States. And with that said, an 80 series Land Cruiser frame. So, waiting on the title to come in for this, but 80 series Land Cruiser frame, I want to say it's like a 92, 96. Either way, it's an 80 series Land Cruiser frame. So that means suspension components, which I have stuff from Dobinson's and Delta Vehicle Systems and Radflow, all on the way to have suspension on this thing to get it rolling. Parts are easily, able to find with that. And then the frame has to be modified because that body and bed just won't bolt to this, obviously nearly with an LS. But we can make it rolling with those axles and off-the-shelf suspension parts, which is awesome. I bought this as a, how can I explain this? A failed project from someone else. So, what was told to me is someone bought this project. They ran out of love, ran out of time, don't know. As far as they got was nowhere, essentially. So only have a few hours into it from what I can see. If they have more than 10 hours into the work that's been done to this, I would be shocked. They have started putting mounts on it, like moving the mounts to make that cab fit. Not up to my standards. So I bought it from Land Cruiser Haven up in Maryland. They are not the ones that did this work. They bought this from said individual and then sold it to me. So this does not reflect their work. This reflects someone else's work, because they got the cab mount stuff done. So we got booger welds. This one's welded kind of across the top, but that's horrible. So I'll be cutting those off. And then same story over here. They welded the top, but the sides, they've only got one single tack. Same thing for the mid mount. They're only tacked on, and then the rear is bubblegum welded as well. And then they've hacked the mount up. So that is not gonna be good enough. So what I'm gonna do, well, I've already done this, is I've measured their holes. Everything looks fine, minus, I don't get it. If you're gonna do it right. It's not that hard. They smoked some holes in the body. So the front mount holes line up. That's where that bolt's supposed to be coming out of. So instead of extending the mounts out wider to make use of the factory body mount holes, they smoked holes in the chassis to make those mounts work. So I'm probably gonna set it down on here as is, make sure the wheel wells to tire and suspension ratios are all right, and then remake all these mounts. They're just doo-doo, easiest way to say it. Doo-doo mounts, they didn't do a good job. So redoing all that, I'll make my own mounts, fabricator, plasma table, all the stuff. We'll make our own mounts to hold the body and the bed on here. But what I'm getting ready to do today, because today's work's over and I need to get stuff done, pressure washed this thing the other day. It had a bunch of grease all over it, especially up where the engine was. So I've pressure washed it. So I'm getting ready to hit it with a wire wheel, all the rusty spots, put a quick light layer of Steel-It down on it so it stops rusting. Oh, that's the other thing, is they extended the frame, which you just have to do. And that is what we were left with. That's another thing I have to check. That's not going to roll out of here like that. And then also, when they cut the mounts out, they plasmaed into the frame there. So what I'm going to do is make plates that fill this in to make everything level. So that frame and there, we'll have a plate to make that all one on all four sides times 2. And then I am going to make massive fish plates, and this mount will go away. Fish plate there, and on the inside. That way I know that section of the frame is strong, because I have no idea what's going on behind there. So we got to put the cab on it first, figure it out. But yeah, that's going to have to get fixed. Not up to my standard. Wire wheel and some Steel-It is in my future. Try knocking that out real quick today, just so as that thing sits here, because I want it to stop rusting. It's got light surface rust. It's actually a pretty solid frame. All the threaded holes are fine. There's no rust in the back. Even the rear of the frame where they usually rust is perfectly fine. So it's a very clean frame. It just has some surface rust going on to solve that problem. That way this thing can just sit around the shop, because this is going to be a few-year project for me, more than likely. It's a lot. I got to get this 400 done for a customer first. I kind of need that bay for this thing anyways. So get a quick 3-4 hours into it really quick to get it stable for sitting here. But cool project. That's what we have going on. I'm waiting for some more parts from Frank up at Land Cruiser Haven. He not all the stuff got shipped down when this got shipped, so finding time to get up there is, I never have time for anything. So got to find all the rest of the parts for this, but slowly getting there. That's the quick shop update. New cool daily driver, but it's going to be a couple years. Thanks to David at Dobinson for the support with a lift kit. The discount was awesome. We're a dealer for them. Go Dobinson. Same thing for Radflow. Shout out to Thomas. Thank you again. Delon at Power Brakes. Gotta have them. I think that's all the people I've got helping me out so far. I'm gonna reach out to Luke at Method. If you watch this, Luke, I'm gonna be reaching out to you in the next few weeks so I can see what wheels we can get for this thing. I mean, they're 80 series wheels and tires. It's the offset I've got to figure out because this body's narrower than an 80. We got to do some math. Yeah, I'll let you guys go. Long enough video for a shop update. Cool things are coming. Bye.